Minister Pravin Gordhan has reiterated that economic growth is only significant if all citizens benefit from it. He was speaking after a brainstorming session between government, labour and business ahead of Team South Africa's departure to the World Economic Forum in Davos in January.
This team heads off to an investor-packed Davos in January. The business, government and labour grouping has so far managed to avert a credit rating downgrade by two agencies in the last week, Fitch and Moody's. S&P Global has their say on Friday and is also considering the country's efforts to pull itself out of anemic growth, manage its debt and curb political and policy uncertainty. The finance minister says efforts on improving growth, which should benefit every citizen, he says, will take time to reflect in the GDP figure.
Those good things are not scalable at this point in time. In other words, they're not at a scale level to be seen in the GDP number. We're very aware of that as the partners. And that's the challenge on the growth issue and the inclusivity issue.
Gordhan, who refused to delve into the ruling party's NEC meeting this weekend, says Treasury will approach metros to look at their finances.
If one metro takes 300 days to pass a building plan, another one takes 45 days, there's some explaining to do. Because every plan delayed is investment delayed.
Economic Development Minister Ibrahim Patel says he expects investors in Davos to inquire about the country's infrastructure improvements, such as energy security and its investment climate. He says South Africa has set aside almost R1 trillion over the next 3 years for infrastructure and has made strides in creating a fair business environment.
Collusion and cartels that essentially act against the public interest is bad for the economy. It's not only bad for consumers, it's also bad for growth.
The global setting has been hit by numerous shocks since the last World Economic Forum meeting in Davos. Britain's decision to leave the European Union, a rising anti-immigrant sentiment and an unexpected Donald Trump presidential victory in the US. Devin Murrigan, SABC News, Johannesburg.